Honourable Paula Bennett.
I think that was the face of David Cunliffe. I think that was the doom and gloom face. So he's got a few different faces. So I think that was the doom and gloom face, while his caucus all sat around him really feeling the doom and gloom. So his caucus kind of sat around looking up going, is this as good as it gets? And they should seriously be asking themselves that. So let's talk about some of the different faces of David Cunliffe. So we've got the man, of course, who puts on a lei and then a really bad Samoan accent at the Avondale markets. But by the way, doesn't like migration and doesn't want family reunifications or the Samoan people actually getting their families here and getting ahead. He's the first one to go to an ethnic event, or I've certainly seen him at the Waitakere Indian Association. He's the first one to namaste, but by the way, he doesn't support Indians or migrants actually being here, or skilled migrants, or I don't know, the 120 Indian engineers I met in Christchurch who are actually helping it rebuild and are playing a critical role actually in its development. I mean, that's another sign of another face of David Cunliffe. I bet my colleague, Melissa Lee, you must have seen the Chinese lantern face of David Cunliffe as he kind of runs around finding any Asian person he possibly can to get the photo with, so that he can show how diverse he is and how in touch with, you know, modern Auckland and actually that beautiful multicultural environment that we have there. But then, by the way, doesn't support them actually being here, doesn't want to see their families to actually be able to move here, and now is, in my opinion, going for the cheapest politics he possibly can to actually then try and get himself anywhere near the line. But mark my words, the other face of David Cunliffe will come out very shortly, where he again runs to an ethnic group or to someone that he thinks he needs to get on board, and there again he will be saying namaste. There again he'll be telling them how wonderful they are and how much he needs them, while the truth of where he actually stands has come out in the last week with the cheapest politics that I think I've seen from supposedly the biggest opposition party in a very long time. We kind of expected as some of the others here, but quite frankly, this is a new low, I think. What about the other face of David Cunliffe that you see, that he is in touch with the blue-collar worker? Doesn't like rich people, those rich people, Bill English, that's all you care about is those awful, awful rich people. But by the way, I live in Herne Bay, and combined income of more than 300, a doer upper in Herne Bay, and a combined income that would, quite frankly, he in his own words, he's doing okay. Yeah. What about the one? And I love it that he gets all uptight about a cabinet club. Yeah. We heard him a couple of weeks ago. It's it's a cash for access and it's the worst thing possible. But of course, then he's got his own anonymous donors that he won't disclose and his own anonymous trusts. But then that's another face of he cares for the poor. We know that. He tells us quite often how much he cares for the poor. However, his baby bonus is going to families earning 150k plus. So, that's a kind of opposition. And I just sort of pick up on the Honourable Bill English. I just think that coalition of the unwilling has just got, I didn't think it could get crazier. I thought we were kind of there, yeah? I mean, who are we throwing in the mix this week? Are we throwing John Tamahiri as the new leader of the Internet Party? You know, we've got Annex Sykes as the new leader of the Internet Party. I mean, who's about to step up there? Lila Hare, is she about to step up as a new... Is that who we throw into, that crazy coalition of the unwilling? So really, let's picture what that cabinet might look like. So we've got supposedly David Cunliffe with many kind of different faces. Russell Norman sitting there churning out his money, because we've got to spend. Winston Peters, who doesn't seem to like anyone except himself, and he's got a good relationship with that mirror. Then we throw in the Mana Party, and now with their new leader that's coming on, so we've got their whole sort of foreign ownership happening there. Then of course we've got the Greens, of course. So who else have we got there? I mean it's a kind of a crazy coalition, and these are the people that supposedly want to lead New Zealand. So while they're wondering about their two faces of David Cunliffe, and I think I'm being generous there, by the way, we are getting on with an outstanding budget and actually celebrating New Zealand and all it can be. Thank you.
Sir William Theo.
Mr. Speaker, that was a lot of rubbish from a Member of Parliament who was supported by society.